Hi, my name is Anna Libisi. I'm doing an oral presentation of the cross gender. The cross gender that the movie that I chose is Black Panther. So I'll be going to the definition of what is a cross gender. A cross gender is a genre in fiction that blends themes and elements from two or more different genre, and it can be an action or an adventure genre, and it's a film that does not have only one genre but two or more genre that are equally important in the film. So the movie that I chose is Black Panther. Black Panther has four cross genre, which is action, superhero, science fiction, adventure, and fantasy. But in this cross genre, I only choose three genres, which is action, superhero, and fantasy. So I'll be going to the information of the movie. What is the movie all about? It's about the Marvel Studios Black Panther, follows about T'Challa, who after the death of his father, the king of the Wakanda, returns home to the isolated technological advanced African nation to succeed the throne and take his rightful place as a king. But when the powerful old enemy appears, T'Challa melts as a king, and Black Panther is tested when he draws into a formidable conflict that puts the fate of Wakanda and the entire world at risk. He faced with a treasure and danger. The young king must rally his allies and release the full power of Black Panther to defeat his forces and secure the safety of his people and their way of life. The movie is written by Ryan Coogler and is directed by Ryan Coogler and Joe Robert Coogler. The Black Panther was released on the 16th February 2018. Now I'll be going to about the historical context of the Black Panther, of the movie Black Panther. The historical movie of the Black Panther has a rich historical test of the historical context. Why? With the prime setting of the Black Panther, Wakanda is in Africa. Wakanda is an Africa having an allegory social comments for the immense development opportunity and possibility which the reality of Africa has missed due to the risk of occurring occurring during the 15th to the 20th century. The resources were stripped from African countries, and Africans were forced and consigned into the slavery labor, with Europeans deemed African and savages, and Africa list. As a result, Black Panther is meant to be show. It's meant to be showcase for the potential, the characteristical vitality of Africa. Wakanda has an inspiration for the potential of what of how Africa has become. So this is the historical context of the Black Panther. So now for the next we'll be talking about the sounds that are in the movie of the Black Panther. The music of the Black Panther was sound of the most unique scoring, cause the sound of the Black Panther was tied in with a decent collection of licensed music, and that misery enhanced the soundtrack for me. The song that chooses was fantastic, and the moments of the licensed music over orchestral score were perfectly chosen. The contrast between the electronic rushes of licensed music and epic flashes in the score helped to marry the two faces of Wakanda, its traditional and cultural roots, and its advertisement. The soundtrack for Black Panther was craftsmanship of the Admiral Skywalker sound. So this is the sound of the Black Panther that I'm talking about. Now I'm going to the storyline of the Black Panther. What's happening in the story? What is the story it's all about? The story of the Black Panther is seeking to address the death of the Black Panther, of the black character in comics. Lee and Kiri created T'Challa, a member of the royal family of the fictional African country of Wakanda. Wakanda was depicted as a peculiar mix of futuristic technology and traditional life. A mythology produced by the presence in the country of Vietnam, a rare and a nearly intact and indestructible meteoric order. After the death of his father, at the hands of Venus, T'Challa claimed the throne as well as the mantle of the Black Panther. So this is the story of what the Black Panther is all about and what's happening in the storyline, so that you can understand the movie So now I'll be talking about the actors, the main characters of the Black Panther. Who are the important characters? Who are the important characters in the Black Panther? So the characters, we have Everest Rose. His real name is Martin Freeman. Evre M. Bagu. His real name is Winston Duke. And we have Ulysses Close is an Andy Serkis. And we have Ramonda Angela Basil. He's the mother of T'Challa and Shuri. And we have Shuri, it's a forest witcher, and we have Zuri, is a forest witcher, a healer, and we have Shuri. Shuri is a sister of T'Challa. His real name is Lelita Rick. And we have Killmonger, the evil one. His real name is Michael B. Jordan, and we have T'Challa, and the T'Challa is a superhero. The main character is Chadwick Boseman. So this is all the information, all the sounds and the track about the Black Panther. So now I'm moving to the main characteristic of the genre. So the main characteristic of the genre, we have action, fantasy, and superhero. This is the genre that I chose. About the action, the characteristic action of the genre is the consideration of action, reflection, and resonating, the use of data of collection for the action, and a review of the consideration of the data. So this is the characteristic of the action genre. Now I'm going to the fantasy of the characteristic of genre about the movie. The characteristic fantasy of the genre is it's characterized by imaginary and unrealistic element, because fantasy involves superpowers like magic and magical creatures. So this is the fantasy characteristic of genre. Now I'm moving to the superhero. When I'm talking about superhero, it's a person in the question typical has a combination of the sentient defining characters, meaning the person who is a superhero has a super strength, flight, and telekinesis. He has a super speed, just like Black Panther. His speed, he knows how to run, and he has a super intelligence, super gadgets, and most importantly, they fight against the oppression and the wrongdoing of their enemies. And superheroes, and they fight and protect they fight for the bad guys, and just like Boseman, just like T'Challa, he protects Wakanda forever. So now I'm talking about the key themes of the genre. So I have fantasy and superhero. So about the fantasy of the genre, it's an element of magic, myth, wonder, and escapism, and the extraordinary. So now I'm talking about superhero. About the superhero, it's focusing on the action of the superheroes individually who possesses an extraordinary and generally superhuman abilities. So about the action of the key film of the genre, it's an action. It's the last one of the key film of the genre. It's talk about the series of events that typically include violence, extended fighting, physical feats, and and frantic. So this is the action of the key film of the genre. And the last one is the it's a cinema language. It's a method and a conversation of cinema that are used to communicate with the audience. So the language of the languages that they use in the film of Black Panther, they use English, Xhosa, and Korean and Swahili. So basically, this is the language that attracts the audience to watch the movie, because the genre is an action, fantasy, and superhero. So this is the oral presentation of the movie of the cross genre that I chose, Black Panther, of a fantasy, superhero, and action. Thank you.